friggin' ham. Mesdames et messieurs, humps and halfwits, football freaks and Foxborough fanimals the world around. I bring you Patshow, which is neither affiliated with the NFL nor the New England Patriots. It is what it is, and it is time to review and relive the Muck and Maya festival from the Meadowlands that was the Pats squeaking out another one against a tough division rival who continues to just endure the suffering. And then we shall do exactly what we've said we wouldn't do, excuse me, which is, like the Falcons, choke! That's right! We're gonna bask in the glow of Super Bowl 51 as we prepare for the rematch that will in no way, shape, or form take away nor distract us from the Falcons blowing a 25-point lead. So without further ado and other fake French words, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Patshow. Let's hit that friggin' theme song! 1, 2, 3, 28, wow! Yeah. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Patshow, everybody.
We're number one.
Finally, again, in the AFC East, but technically we're the third seed in the AFC. Can you believe that?
A lot of time left.
There's a lot of time. All right. Well, we're the best at thinking we're number one, and that's what makes us Pats fans. How you doing, everybody? Nick Stevens, your old pal Fitzy here, alongside the Minister of Pats Propaganda, Mike Dussault, and this is Patshow in review of Patriots-Jets and previewing Patriots-Falcons, October 17th in the year of our Zod. Mike, well, once again, I would like to also point out to everybody that our theme song, the Patshow theme song, is by our good friends at Tester. They're at Tester13 on the FB. Tony and Chucky, that song is awesome, and this is the perfect week for that theme song because it goes 1, 2, 3, 28. See, I like what the boys did there, huh? It's awesome. They're wicked quick with the wit. So, Pats-Jets. Last week, I said I thought it was going to be 26-19. The spread was 10. A lot of other people thought this would be a comfortable 2-touchdown win for the Pats. And not so much. First quarter, they're down 14-0. I'm thinking, yeah, that's how this was going to go. I had to watch the game on DVR because I had to go do like bougie family autumn stuff and like, you know, pick pumpkins and paint pumpkins and go to a fall festival with the family. And my phone, I know, I'm a shitty fan. What do you want? I'm a shitty fan. I lead a real life though, people. And the entire time my phone is just like blowing up and all I know is like friends of mine that are texting just being like, wow, Pat's defense looks, it's either Brady broke his dick or the Pats defense is sucking out loud. And it turns out to be that. And that was way tighter than it should have been, but we keep hearing they're going to fix their problems. They're coming together. It's just sloppy gameplay. When should we expect it to get better, or should we just all get used to the fact that this is the new norm?
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's like we always talk about the bend, don't break, and I feel like this year it's the feast or famine. It's like they either force a 3-and-out or it's like a 10-play, 75, 80-yard touchdown drive with big plays in it. It's just the inconsistency on both sides of the ball. That's what's been so like mind-boggling. On the offensive side, I think that's kind of related to, you know, over the years everyone killed Brady for, he just takes the open receiver, it's the dink and dunk, and now it's kind of the same thing where it's the chuck and duck, where when they hit those big plays, the offense looks great. You know, hits Cooks on a 40-yarder, it looks amazing, you know, but when those passes fall incomplete, it's 3-and-out. And, you know, yet again we saw the offense had a chance to close it out at the end, 3-and-out, you know, did not do that. Defense, for all the crap we give them, they did close the game out for the second week in a row. So, you know, that has to count for something. I know everyone just wants to kill the defense, but, you know, there's progress. They gave up under 20 points for the second week in a row. So, you know, it's getting better, and, you know, we'll see.
I know that it's getting better and that this is the way it goes, and nobody cares about the statistics other than the one that matters most, the L or the dubs, but like 6 weeks in a row now, the Patriots have set a record. They've given up 300-yard or more passing Sundays, games, days, gays, whatever. We all live in the same neighborhood. It's fine. Yeah. Right, yeah. You know what? Exactly. they just continue to just give up piles and piles of first downs, incomprehensible third downs. Like on that first drive alone, they have three huge, like 3rd and 7, a 3rd and 8, and a 3rd and 10. No problem whatsoever.
Funny you should mention that, Nick, because on patspropaganda.com this morning, that's the 3 plays I broke down. But, combination of things. And I think one of the things that popped up on that I thought was interesting that deserves some attention is, your 4 primary pass rushers, Cassius Marsh, Dietrich Wise, Trey Flowers, yes, and then and Adam Butler. Those 4 guys, 2 of them are rookies. The other guy was a special teams spot player for Seattle. So, it's not Ninkovich, it's not Chris Long, it's not those guys anymore. And, they're making mistakes going behind the quarterback. So it takes some time with those guys. So I think that's part of the problem.
It's an almost entirely new defense.
Yeah.
The offense is, at least half the defense seems, the back end isn't new, and we're surprised when the back end continues to either make mistakes or blow coverage. And this week, we didn't have our usual, punching bag. We didn't have our beloved pin cushion, Stephon Gilmore, because Saturday, out of the blue, you get 2 updates, which are like one's jaw-dropping in a scary sense, and the other one is jaw-dropping in a sort of like, seriously, WTF, holy shit, how could it get any crazier for this guy this year? Harvey Lange was in a car accident with his wife, and injuries were serious. Looks like everything's going to be okay, but obviously he's out. Not a lot of people get in car accidents on Saturday and then play in a car accident on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then Stephon Gilmore can cut. What? That's what football is? It's 3 hours of car accidents. I didn't say car wreck. The Jets are a car wreck. Football is a series of car accidents. And then Stephon Gilmore out with a concussion, and then in come the jokes. Guilty as charged. I led the parade with my low-hanging fruit tweet of like, oh, Gilmore got a concussion. What did he do? Turn on game highlights of his own 2017 season and hit his head on the table, and then everyone's like, nah, it's whiplash and it's too much face palm and whatever else. So he's out.
Yeah.
And so now you're like, it's going to be. So the Patriots are going against the Jets, granted, with Curse, Curley, and Robbie Anderson, who we made look like Demaryius Thomas, Wes Welker, and Emmanuel Sanders, because the Patriots had Butler, Batamosi, and Jonathan Jones at cornerback. They only had 3 healthy corners because Rowe was out too.
Yeah, Batamosi was pretty good at Mosi, I thought.
You see, you had days to not do that. Even I didn't
was sitting
do that.
on that one
Even
for
I didn't do that. Don't ride my ass about like, oh, Fitz, I expect that from you, but now you're souring propaganda over there.
Yeah, right.
Actually, he played a pretty good game.
He did, and the crazy thing was, like, I've never seen a cornerback have a more up and down game than Malcolm Butler, who blew a couple coverages, but also had a pick and forced that fumble, which was clearly a fumble, and we all know it was called correctly. Thank you, Jets fans, for all those tweets.
So many salty tweets.
We'll get into plenty of that later.
Come on, it was a fumble.
Yeah.
Come on, Mike. Come on, go. Spygate,
it's the same thing we've been seeing though. It's a big play, or they 3 and out. Whoa, hey, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Long sustained drive. It's just I don't know. I mean, they got to get it together.
You're on it though. I like this. Like the 2017. There are some comparisons being made by people in media, some fans as well, who remember that the 2009 team was one Belichick had a hard time getting through to. And I think that was more a lot of malcontents, sour grapes, because we heard of Dale Thomas, him and his Jetsons car comment, and Randy Moss was, for some reason, kind of out that year.
Yeah.
Welker was a little more prickly than we knew, and that team just didn't have it together. But this team, you've lost a couple of key guys like Ninkovich and Long, who are high character, high motor guys, but you've still got some big enough personalities. I mean, I feel like any locker room that has Matthew Slater, that's got McCourty, that's got Harmon and Brady, can't be a complete shit show.
Yeah.
I think it's just too many new it's key injuries, a couple big losses. Edelman is as big as we thought it was, and then some. It's a different ecosystem altogether. But that still doesn't make up for the third downs and the wide open guys and the random spaces. But your idea of it's not bend but don't break anymore. It is. It's feast or famine on defense. It's a quick 3 and out, and wow, great job, guys.
Yeah.
Or holy shit, that was
and then
unthinkable.
a wide open guy running down the field.
And then Chuck and Duck on the offense. Like, they either have an amazing drive where they pick you apart, or Brady backfoots a 55-yard punt to Dorsett that ends up in the arms of the Jets.
Exactly. Here's my hot take. There's a good Patriots team in there somewhere, and you see flashes of it here and there. It just hasn't been consistent. But it is there, and I think if they can find a way to pull it out, which, Belichick had a long comment yesterday about, what a process it is every year and trying to get the team, and we've only had X amount of practices in the summer. There's still time, but they're gonna get a stiff test this week.
They are, and I think this game is way bigger than just a Super Bowl rematch. I think this is way bigger than just preventing Atlanta from thinking that, oh, they got one back on the Patriots. And we'll get to that when we preview Patriots-Falcons in just a couple of minutes. These are our opening thoughts on Patriots-Jets. We'll get into the whole Pylon gate and the Safarian-Jenkins fumble-rooski in just a couple minutes. But we want to remind you that this week, Patshow is brought to you by our good friends at Joey Kramer's Rockin' and Roastin' Coffee. Joey! Visit rockinandroastin.com and use promo code PATSHOW, P-A-T-S-H-O-W, for free shipping and 15% off your order. Who doesn't love free shipping and a Hogan-style discount? Rockinandroastin.com. Got a little cup of Joey Kramer wake-up juice in here. Tastes like drums and cocaine.
Yeah.
So, those are our opening thoughts. Let's now get to the best of everyone else's thoughts across the wide world of the social medias with the best of Patriots Tweedia. Nice. Oh. 3 horns and a crowd sound, please. All right.
Amazing graphic right
That was an
there.
amazing graphic.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Technology.
I
know.
I got
You
Twitter.
know what I like
I
the
got
fact
Twitter.
not only that you did that you grabbed all these things, but you got like you got the
Turf-
playing surface.
turf
It's
look.
layered.
Yeah. It's the magic of Photoshop.
Nice job,
You
buddy.
can do wonders.
Okay, so let's start. Roger Sherman, who's an awesome follower, used to be with SB Nation, now at the Ringer. When we thought it might have been PI on Gronk and he got his second touchdown, this sums it up perfectly. Actually, guys, I'm pretty sure he fumbled out of the end zone. Trust me on this. Nobody runs a ref conference like Brady does. Do you
He was just listening in. I just, what? Yeah.
But in the New Orleans game, do you remember? He literally talked them out of a penalty.
Yeah. Well, what would you do if you were the ref and here comes, the greatest quarterback ever to play? I mean, and he's even gracing you with his presence within a 5-foot radius. You're a little bit like, oh my God. That's me though.
Do you? All right. If you're a ref and you're just like, part of me wants to bust his chops and part of me just wants to share space with him. Do you call a penalty? You're gonna pick a flag. You're gonna pick up just so you can get 30 seconds of FaceTime with Brady.
Yeah, and then he comes over and you just give him a little butt tap. It's okay,
Right.
Tom. It's all right. Yeah.
Right.
Something like that.
No, completely.
I crossed the line.
Okay, lost on all this also too.
What about this?
What's that?
He's good. He's good at quarterbacking.
No, he's not.
But
He's on the decline.
right,
He's on the
that's
decline.
crazy.
It's over.
The precipitous cliff has been discovered. Obviously, I mean, he only threw at a 60% completion rate. Look, he didn't have his greatest Sunday. A road win is a road win, okay? Especially like Belichick said last week, Jets are more competitive than everyone thought. They always play them tough. It's not an easy win. Just be happy with the W. But I'm not happy with the fact that Peyton Manning sets a record. Favre does something.
Parade.
The world. Yeah, seriously, it's like a national holiday. Brady now, maybe he's just a victim of his own success.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Most postseason wins, most regular season wins. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's also ironic that he sets the record by getting 187 wins because that's the police caller number for murder, which is what Brady does to your dreams, folks. Sorry about that. That was too easy. All right, moving on. The defense. Mike Giardi from NBC Sports Boston relays this quote from Donta Hightower. Perfect, right?
Hightower tells it like it is, but it's like it's true, and I wish they would start doing their job a little more consistently. But I'm not going to tell Dante that.
Would you wear this shirt? I would put on the front, we got Tom Brady and shit, ellipses, and then in the back, ellipses, but we have to do our job. That's like the 2017 mantra.
Yeah.
We got Tom Brady and shit. We got to do our job.
TowneyNews.com later. It'll be
I'm
up for
thinking
sale.
maybe. And also, by the way, check out this awesome
You can't get those anymore.
Look at this fat head I'm wearing right now.
Collector's
This is the
item.
latest. You went to patspropaganda.com for the scoreboard shirt. How about this one, the Boom Tower shirt?
Yeah. Well,
this is.
Well, it was taken down thanks to Dante because
But then it went back up.
Yeah, but then I took it down because
What?
Yeah.
I can't buy. This is now an.
Yeah.
It's
It's
exclusive.
a collector's item.
The
Collector's item now.
$8 for that.
the bidding begins.
$9.
Up, higher. We'll price this right. Higher. Hit me up at Fitzy GFY. The bidding begins. You can come take it off me for the right price. Next one. Okay, tight game. Yeah, wow, that got an odd amount of applause. You do not want to see. You do not want to see the hairy Arctic wonderland that is my freaking my dad bod with. I look like Lena Dunham with a chest sweater. All right. Glad they got the W. The Pats are going to play this way. That's what I tweeted. And then I got a bunch of replies that I thought were completely honest and true. It felt like a health hazard. At one point, I didn't even have a Fitbit on, and I could just feel my heart rate in like the second quarter, like going up, and I'm like, for God's sakes, they're playing the Jets. This is Josh McCown. I agree with this guy, the Tokist. Each replica jersey from the pro shop should come with a free weekend stay at a detox facility in Dedham. And also, Amanda Wen nailed it. Surgeon General's, this is what they're going to have to air. This is a disclaimer before Pats games. Watching the 2017 Patriots may cause blood pressure to rise to unsafe levels. Use extreme caution. I'm not even sure if I'm comfortable now watching with the kids home because I'm home making notes on the game and whatever else. Have you had to alter your game viewing experience because of this defense?
I had a tweet where I said, and maybe you'll agree with me, it's almost morbidly fascinating. It's like, especially right off the start where they were just getting shredded and you're just like, what is happening? Like, this isn't what I'm used to, you know? And so, look, we won 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. It's like, how much can you really be mad? But, I know we can still be mad and blah, blah, blah. But, there's just something about it that you're just kind of like, oh my God, this is weird. Like, what's Belichick going to do? Part of me, your brain goes to the offseason where you're like, oh, he's going to kill everybody, that's.
Right, but and then they come off a Super Bowl and we think that they win the offseason completely and he has one of his best free agent signing periods in drafts, and then it turns out like, it's just a complete, it's drunk Tetris right now. They're just trying to figure out which piece goes where and just trying to make sure that they get the puzzle to fit together right before it reaches the top and makes that funny sound. Jerry Thornton nails it. That's right. Speaking of which, freaking out during the game. Worst indictment of a Patriots defense is you find yourself saying, you don't want to give Josh McCown the ball back with time left on the clock. No, you don't, Chris. That's right, Al. Oh, my God. Josh McCown, if your quarterback is busted, or if your offense has issues, the best thing you can do for them right now is just buy the Groupon package of Play the Patriots this Sunday, and they'll take your offense to Patriots D Clinic.
Yeah, I think Matt Ryan's buying a whole book. He's ready.
Yeah, well, and that ain't clicking right either. I thought you actually had a pretty solid tweet though on Sunday.
Yeah, there you go.
When did Matt Patricia install that plan?
Yeah.
When did he put that play?
I got an idea, guys, this year. Let's just let one guy wide open and see if they can find him.
Right.
And usually they do, which is,
And, McCown missed the wide open guy. Safarian Jenkins was wide open on the last play, too.
Yeah.
So glad he McCowned at the right time.
Yeah, thank God.
You'll love life in McCown Town. Moving along, there we go. Tom Brady definitely swore after a non-PI call on Gronk, but I speak Brady fluently.
I disagree with that.
So I was able to translate that for you guys.
I disagree with that.
That's exactly what he said. And there were some awesome little bits of media as well that we got to share with you guys. Got that tweet. Next one. Patshow, that's what you're watching. This is the one that Brady got pissed off about. That was so pass interference, but there wasn't pass interference earlier in the game.
I know.
No, it was PI earlier, but this one didn't get called.
And the fumble thing. I mean, everybody wants to complain about the Safarian Jenkins thing, but there's so many calls that weren't called and calls that were called that shouldn't have been. I don't know. It's a mess.
They got to just figure out how to officiate. Bad officiating overall. They got to figure out that, let's just make a decision on pick plays, and let's figure out how to officiate Gronk, or just stay out of it.
It's an
Let
ongoing
them all wrestle
nightmare.
for the ball.
Yeah.
I know. When will the national nightmare end?
I'm kind of mad at Bertrand for this one, Beetle.
I'm not mad at Bertrand for tweeting this out. It's true. I don't think this is clickbait at all. 4 regional covers to SI. Forget the Madden curse, which already came for the Pats in the preseason. Okay, Watt, 1 cover, out for the year. Rodgers, another cover, out for the year. David Johnson, another cover, out for the year. Last man standing? Come on.
Wow.
It's
Do
real.
these guys count?
It's frightening. It's horrifying.
This is.
Get it off.
All right.
Just
Get it out. Get it out. Get it out. Move it along. Okay. When Gronk scored a touchdown and he went for the spike, this wasn't exactly the best look for Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh, no! Don't, please, Gronk, don't hurt me. No! Oh, no! He cowers from the Gronk spike. Either that or is that his signature? Is that his good side right there? Maybe that's his little smooth criminal move. Not exactly the best look
strike
for Tom.
a pose,
And then in a little part of the tweetia, as we wrap things up here, I like to call this portion of the best of Pat's tweetia, the booth hurts. There were 2 amazing. One was a joke that just missed by a mile, but I still celebrate the entire catalog of. And then the other one was the ultimate Ron Burgundy fail. I believe that's the one that we have first. Do we have Dick Stockton first? Yeah, Dick Stockton in the Jaguars game This is the, you can put anything in the prompter in burgundy, you'll just read it move by Dick Stockton in the Jaguars game.
Here we go. On the Visa halftime report, Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Tony look on graphic for the final 2 bullet points.
Man.
Well, sometimes
He's been doing this for 40 years.
Right there.
Look on graphic for the final 2 bullet points. Look on graphic for the final 2 bullet points.
There you go. So if you guys want to participate with us this week, it's hashtag look on graphic for the final 2 bullet points. And then people gave Al Michaels. What did you think about this Al Michaels comment?
I don't know. I mean, you know, he probably, I mean, just steer clear of that stuff like the week it happened. You know, it's too soon. Too soon on that. It didn't bother me, but you just know everybody's going to go crazy about it, you know, and it's like.
Well, because it's collectivism and everyone needs to be a new social justice warrior.
Of course.
It's just a little offhand. All right. It's also Al Michaels. Let's hear it.
I mean, let's face it, the Giants are coming off a worse week than Harvey Weinstein. By 14 points.
Nailed it. I love it.
My LA guy comes up with that one. There you go.
Not just my LA guy. Somebody.
What's that have to do with
I
it?
liked it.
Yeah.
What and why? Like, and then he had to come out later and apologize for
Yeah,
it.
I hope so.
I
can care
No.
less. It doesn't bother me.
No,
I don't know.
I didn't bother me in the
You
least
know,
bit either. I liked it. I liked it. I don't think you should have to apologize for it. All right, so they face a legitimate bona fide, they bona fide offense this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
The Falcons, who are coming off a tough loss themselves, and they're going to be looking to prove themselves, not only for the Super Bowl loss, but because they too have 2 losses on the season. They've got 2 home losses, and now all eyes on Foxborough Sunday night. So the Patriots are going to have to definitely, without question, and all other announcery cliches, no doubt about it, friend, they're going to have to put together their best defensive effort. And they cannot have lapses in defensive judgment like we're about to show you from this past Sunday's Jets game in
The breakdown.
Electro Breakdown.
Electro breakdown zone. Yeah! Woo! Oh, wow.
All right.
We love it.
All right. Bunch of plays, Mike, that we were both unhappy about. Which defensive whiff, faux pas, or blunder do you want to point
All right,
out?
so we're going to look at the 44-yard pass to Jermaine Kearse, where he was just wide open. You know, this was one of those plays, you know, like we said earlier, just wide open guys. What the hell's going on? And now, Nick, you're going to notice here, what might you call these 3 receivers together? We're seeing a recurring theme here. There's 3 guys lined up here on the Jets.
That's a bunch formation.
It's a bunch formation. We've had some big problems with those. So basically, this is what happens is you got Jermaine Kearse kind of runs. You got 2 guys running right down the middle here. And now I don't want to put this all on Malcolm Butler, who is right here, because he was the closest guy. Really what happens is that Duron Harmon kind of turns his hips this way, even though you've only got one receiver over here, and he's well covered by, you know, all these guys after the play.
Yeah, so what's he looking at then?
Now, I'm not sure. That's what. But see, Butler sees that, and when he sees this other guy going straight up the seam, he's like, "Oh shit, I better get that guy because he's facing this guy."
That's exactly what went through his mind.
Oh shit! And that ends up leaving Kearse wide open right about here. And the other problem is that McCown had over 4 seconds to throw.
Right.
So the pressure just wasn't getting there. I mean, granted, he kind of slid around in the pocket a little bit, you know, bought himself a little bit of time. But Dietrich Wise, he got completely held up. Malcolm Brown, who got a bunch of praise in this game, got held up too.
Made a couple big run stops.
Yeah, no, they did. The run defense was good. The run defense was real good in this one. But the net result was a 44-yard, wide open pass play. And it's kind of, you know, similar to what we've been seeing this year. A lot of the same problems.
And we blamed Gilmore for not being able to read his assignment or figure out who had taken the bunch formation.
And it's Harmon and Butler. They were here last year. You guys know how to do this thing.
Why are they still getting confused? I feel like what's happening is the guys in the back end are wondering if they're going to get the pressure and if the new guys can figure out where to go here. And everyone is overthinking.
Yeah,
you know, like the game hasn't slowed down to the normal Patriot speed we're seeing. So now the guys are just kind of freaking out and running all over the place.
It's defense. I mean, do your job as a, you know, I know it's a cliche at this point, but it's true, you know.
Nope,
and
never heard it before.
It's not a cliche.
Nope, never heard it before.
It's a way of life.
New to me.
When the guys, you know, when they're not working all together, it can look terrible, and it certainly looked terrible here. Let's see how it looks our time though, as we. That's
actually
Hey,
look, he's wide open,
right there,
wide open.
There he is.
That is the closest
This is
actual
exactly,
electro breakdown
what happened.
You got
Nailed
it right.
Finally.
A giant vibrating magnet was actually able to perfectly replicate what a terrible defensive effort that was.
Do you expect like Matt Patricia just to like peek out from under the table and be like, "That's right." Electro breakdown zone.
Okay, and that's a perfect electro breakdown zone. Before we get to our preview, we just want to take a moment. Obviously, we need to address the 400-pound gorilla, 800-pound elephant. Pick your oversized animal of choice. That is the Pylon Gate play.
Pylon Gate.
Let's give. Is it? Was it? I don't know. Whatever. I mean, because everything's got to be a gate to make it easier for your hashtag.
Stupid controversy gate.
Right. Or lack of controversy gate is what it really should be.
Yeah.
Let's give this a quick little hot takedown, shall we?
Hot take.
Hot takedown. Hot takedown. It's this simple. According to whatever these convoluted new NFL rules are, it was a fumble. And he may have regained possession of said ball, but according to the same rules that prevented Dez from having a catch in that Green Bay playoff game a couple years ago, according to the ones that prevented Calvin Johnson from getting a touchdown years back when he still cared about football, nobody knows what is a catch or isn't anymore, but according to the rules, which the Patriots clearly knew, because as soon as Butler, who, like you said, had that up and down, on again, off again Sunday, when Butler made one of his 2 excellent plays on the day, he rips the ball out. And the Patriots all went straight to the ref with their awareness and their knowledge of the rule book and said, like, no, we got this ball out, we got this ball out. When it went to replay, what were you thinking? Ball at the 1 or?
No, I thought it was probably a touchdown at first, I mean, because the thing that I didn't, really wasn't comprehending at the time was reestablishing possession, and that's the big thing. But, but don't take our word for it. Let's just hear from the man himself who said it's a fumble and a touchback. That's what it is. It's not like I'm taking the high road. I'm just saying what the facts are. So, Austin Seferian-Jenkins, via Matt Chatham here. Sorry, Jets fans. I mean, I know you really wanted that one bad, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
I hate to say it, but if I know, look, he got stripped. So somebody went in and made a really good football play on him, and sometimes you just can't deny good football savvy and great second effort. But that is in the long history of Brady, they have as many wins since 1989 as Tom Brady does in his career since 2001. I mean, it's the jetsiest Jetsian way to ever jets up the game. Is to have a game, a touchdown in hand and a potential tie, and to play the Pats toe for toe and match wits and game strength and strategy with them.
And just think about.
Just love that. Mark Sanchez is like, oh, my life just got 20% less butt fumbling. I love it.
I mean, speaking of Sanchez, though, I mean, you look at the games in 2009 and 2010 in New York. I mean, everybody remembers in 2010 that long pass to Randy Moss where he just kind of, reached out. That's a famous touchdown
said,
catch.
"Oh, my hamstring!"
Yeah, and we're like, we're flying high. And then, both those times the Pats came out and got throttled in the second half. So, everybody forgets that, and it just goes back to the Jets. The Jets stink. This should be a blowout. The Jets, meanwhile, games have gone to overtime. It's just they're always kind of weird, close games. And I know the Patriots are far from a perfect team right now. But just, have some perspective on how those games usually go.
Last year's game was really tight. That's the game that broke Gronk. He usually plays very well there. 2011 had 2 touchdowns, had 2 touchdowns this year. Now he's got 15 2-touchdown games, tied with the Moss Man for the most multiple touchdown games on the Patriots. He's going to own all the records if he can just stay upright and keep playing like that. He sneezes, and as long as he stays upright, he's got 5 catches, a touchdown, and 90 yards, man. I don't care. And enough with the whole, the Pats offense has actually averaged more points without Gronk. There's a secondary hot takedown. Or Pats are a better team with Gronk. There you go. How about that? But yeah, Seferian-Jenkins finally found a second life for himself with the Jets. Yeah. It's a fumble. Period. Yes, in a double Sean Spicer voice. Period. All right, let's move things along and let's get to our preview. Here it comes.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Toss to White. He's in for the touchdown. Patriots win the Super Bowl. It is the rematch of the greatest Super Bowl from our perspective, not the greatest Super Bowl from the perspective of people that root for the other 31 teams. Pats, Falcons, Sunday night at Gillette on the sniff. The second the schedule is released, this is the game I think everyone's eyes went to. This is a game that I'm predicting it right now, this is a double packy game. This is the one where you stock up in advance, and then at 7 o'clock, you're like, I don't know if I have enough beer for this one, because if it gets to halftime, and if it's anything like Super Bowl 51, I'm going to maybe want a little more around the house. So might we possibly recommend that if you're getting ready for Patriots-Falcons this Sunday night, you stock yourself up with our Patriots-Falcons preview sponsor, from our friends at Jack's Abbey Croft Lagers. Yes, Marty and Sid Croft, the puppet makers. Jack's Abbey Craft Lagers. We bring you Post-shift Pilsner.
Hey.
Clock out, post up, and enjoy. Why don't you and man's other best friend grab one today? See, this is what happens. When Jack the dog comes over, he knows. He's like a war dog. He comes to the field and provides me comfort and sympathy whenever I freak out.
He knows you're upset.
He knows I'm upset. I'm thinking about the first half. Okay, so here's the crazy thing. This is what Belichick is going to say in the media 100 times. This is what he's saying to everybody in the stadium, Mike. Super Bowl 51 has this much, ooh, this much to do with what's going to happen Sunday night.
It's true.
The Patriots are just going to try to play a game that prevents the Falcons from steamrolling them, Chiefsing them week 1. They're going to try to win the game. These guys.
Yeah, those are the guys that they're going to see that banner.
Nothing will ever. They're going to see the banner. Nothing is going to wash the taste of February 2017 out of their mouth. And Matt and Ryan warmed up by blowing a 17-point lead at home last week.
Yeah, you wonder if they kind of lost focus. They got that big lead on the Dolphins, and we're like, ooh, let's get ready to go to New England. So, you know, they've had this game circled for a while. And, you know, I mean, I'm always a fan of, like, all right, our pass defense has been kind of shoddy. Let's give it a challenge.
Oh,
you know,
really?
Like,
Go on.
I know. Coming next week on Patshow.
Whoa.
But, you know, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting. And I'll be curious to see if Gilmore's available this week. You know, if we have to have good Amosi back in there. Maybe he'll have to be great Amosi. I got more of these.
He literally will be here all week. I love it.
But you know, it's going to be a great game. You know, and I think the atmosphere is going to be great. It's on national television, and it's just and as we were talking about before the show, it's a great kind of game right at this point of the season, mid-October. You're kind of starting to settle into what you have. These are games where we're used to the Patriots kind of coming out and playing their best football, and we certainly have not seen a 60-minute game. We have not seen any consistency out of them. So this is the game they're going to need it, because if not, they're going to get lit up.
Atlanta has not given up many rush yards this year. As a matter of fact, leading into last Sunday, I don't think they'd even given up a 60-yard rusher on the season. I don't remember exactly how Ajayi did against them. Not as well. I know that Cutler led the comeback. Miami won 2017. I was surprised that their offense, as good as the Miami defense can be when it wants to, stalled out in the second half.
Yeah, for sure.
Julio has his usual dings and scrapes. Sanu hasn't played in a while. Austin Hooper, their tight end, is on again, off again. Of course, I'm telling you right now, if you have a daily fantasy team or if he's available on the waivers, pick him up, because Safarian Jenkins was in large part. And, of course, look at the way he went off against the Pats. I don't know what their game plan is going to be, because they had a lot of luck with Freeman and Coleman each had a touchdown in the Super Bowl, and if anything, the Pats defense isn't as good as it was when they went up 28-3.
Yeah.
I'd probably look for more of the same, spreading the Patriots out and trying to confuse them.
That's what I do.
Right?
Yeah,
I would run a heavy dose of Coleman and Foreman, maybe some bunch formations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Coach Mike.
You read my game plan articles,
just
you
get
know
evil,
I know what the
evil
hell's
Ian,
going on.
the voice inside all of Patriots fans' heads, just being
That's
like,
right.
yeah,
That's
spread them out, run the bunch
I know.
formation, spread them out. Yes, that's
I know.
what you do.
Well, you know, it's obvious. It's all right there. I mean, you know, anyone can
Right.
get an NFL Game Pass. I'm sure the Falcons have one, and you know they see exactly what's going on.
Probably they've watched a couple all
probably
22s.
invested in that.
What do you see the Patriots trying to do?
I see the Patriots trying to hopefully get back to consistency and executing and going down the field incrementally, and not having these, you know, first down, run into the wall, second down, chuck it deep, incomplete, third and long, you know, Amendola doesn't quite catch it.
Right.
Those are the possessions I want to avoid. Employ White a little bit more, you know, and Cooks is really coming on. So I think that Atlanta's going to pay a fair amount of attention to him. So, you know, I think I got Patriots like 35-34. I think it's one of those Peyton Manning-esque games where back and forth. You know, but the Patriots at home, and I think they've lost 2 at home already this year, and hopefully you're not going to the game.
Nope,
So
I'm
then
not.
they should
Self-imposed
win.
ban is still completely in effect.
They're going to get
Wow. No time for love,
Yeah,
Dr.
yeah,
Jones.
but
35-34.
Take your heart medication and.
Look, Cooks is coming on. I heard the other day Christian Fourier saying that he sees it in Cooks. He's finally really getting. He's like he's 2 or 3 games away from just being like his new guy and being unstoppable. That's coming into effect. Dion Lewis is now getting, like, he looks fast.
Yeah.
He's slipping through cracks. I think they're going to have a good night running the ball because of the fact that they can diversify the rushing attack. A little Gillisley here, some Lewis there. I really would love to see Burkhead come back. The guy, they'll just get, I mean, there must have been some banged up ribs, man. Yeah. If you can get Burkhead back in there. Gronk was not on the field in Super Bowl 51. That was Marty Saurus Rex. Yeah. So now you introduce that wrinkle. I see high-scoring game. I think this one actually goes the way a lot of us thought Super Bowl 51 was going to go. Back and forth slugfest. Patriots win. I got Pats 37, Falcons 34.
It's way off. It's way off.
I just want more of my life needs like Sega Genesis football crowd sound. I don't know. Anyone else feel that way? Yes. Thank you. All right, folks. This has been another exciting rendition of Pat Show. You can always hit us up with questions. I'm at Fitzy GFY, and of course, you can visit Mike at Pat's Propaganda. You can read his Pat's Posits, all of his breakdowns there at patspropaganda.com.
Do it.
And I do the quick videos over on the Instagram with the at Fitzy GFY, and of course, the other stuff at townienews.com. Visit the Pat's Prop Shop for these shirts, store.townienews.com for all my merch and wares. Thank you to Rockin' and Roastin' Coffee. Thank you to the folks over there at Jack's Abbey Craft Lagers and the Post Ship Pilsner. Thank you so much to Media Boss, for Aaron, for Paul, for Ian, for Jack the Therapy Dog, for everyone out there in Patriots Nation. We thank you, and we would like to offer this last little moment. Please treat yourself while you still can. Fall down that internet hole of rewatching Patriots Falcons Super Bowl 51 reaction final play videos, because it'll give you all the Foxborough feels, like this one. Look, they're up. Look, they're up. Just like I hope the Patriots defense is Sunday night. They're up. They're up for the game. Ah, it felt so good. Thanks for watching, everyone. Go Pats, and we'll see you next week on Pat Show.